YouTube? I'm back with another unboxing, and this one is probably one I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. From the title, as you can see, this is going to be a unboxing from Great Custom Belts, a 16 millimeter spinner. And so recently there's been many, posts, many makers making this 16 mil. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and it's just been, I guess you can say, in very high demand. And so I was able to get one, but it did take a little bit longer than what I wanted it to. It took more communication and more messaging to kind of see the status of it, as well as what was taking so long. Because usually he is pretty fast with his turnaround times, but this one took forever to make. I do understand it is a bigger belt, but usually his service is a tad bit quicker from my experience, as well as from seeing other people get their belts before me. As you can see, it is unboxed at the moment only because the box had water damage to it. So I took it out for the time being. I haven't gotten a full look at it just yet because it is, still wrapped up in its protection, which, I mean, he did a very great job with the protection. This belt is very heavy, so it does require a lot of bubble wrap. So I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna get to this unboxing. So he did end up, give some extra gems as well, which is very nice. Usually some makers don't do that, but with this belt, being so gem heavy, this is, a very good thing to have on hand just in case you lose some gems. Okay, so the belt is fully unboxed, and I'm really glad that, he shipped some extra gems, because I'm not too sure if you can see it, but some of them have already fallen out from shipping, so I'll need to go ahead and glue that back in some way. I did see some other small gems falling out of the W, and I'm not too sure how the twig got in there. Yeah, so let's see. So you did protect the W from spinning, which is great. Yeah, so there's a gem right here that fell out. So I'll need to go and save these on the side just in case there's a bit more that may have fallen out during shipping. But I mean, it spins very freely so far. Honestly, it spins way better than a shop spinner. Yeah, I mean, we'll get a close-up now of how this belt looks, and then I'm gonna also do a comparison of a rated R spinner from WWE shop to see if it's still the same size when it comes to the plate size, not the thickness, but the actual plate size, and just kind of see the differences between both of those. All right, so here is the belt. It looks amazing. It is very heavy. I know with it being 16 mil, it was bound to be heavy, but this belt is very, very heavy. But I mean, from first glance, the plating looks very, very nice. I don't really see any smudges, any, chipping away of anything. It looks very, very nice so far. I did ask for a Randy Orton nameplate, but he gave me John Cena anyway. At this point, I didn't really care because I waited like 4 to 5 months for this belt. So I'm like, hey, I'll just take anything at this point. But let's look at the thickness of this belt. Very, very thick plates on here. And very, shined up too, A lot of the times I've seen some spinners by some makers where the edges are very fingerprint heavy, very smudged, but no, these look very, very good up close. We'll look at the gem work as well. It looks very clean, very, very clean, but like I did mention, that one did come out, so I do gotta find a way to glue it back in, but that's no biggie, honestly. And I also like how he silver plated the side plates as well, because I know with the shop, they're just all gold. It looks more ring accurate only because with the real belt, there are more gems, which may look all silver, but with them not being as big to fill up the entire plate, him silver plating it just adds, more to the ring accuracy that way. Now the leather, it could be better. It's a bit stiff, but I can see why, because this belt is, you know, very heavy. You don't want to have anything too floppy, or it would, you know, potentially break the backing or just damage the belt in general. Now I did get a silver tip as well, which I forgot to unbox, so I'm doing it pretty quick. Okay, yeah, so the belt tip honestly looks amazing. The snaps look very good as well. There have been times where I've gotten some snaps to where they just came very rusted, very smudged, but now these look very good. I believe this is a one-piece belt tip. Yep, it's a one-piece belt tip as well. I mean, I could clean it up in the back, it's no issue at all. But I do believe this is hand textured as well from what he stated on his group, so looks very good. So yeah, overall this belt does look very amazing. I might need to get into like some sunlight to really show off the gems, but spinning it, it feels very smooth. Let me try to flip this bad boy over because it's very heavy. I don't want to damage the plates too much. So let me flip it back over and we'll take a look at the backing of the leather. Okay, so the backing looks amazing, very smooth. Like I said, the belt is a bit stiff only because, you know, it's a very heavy belt. You can't really expect super floppy leather with belts this weight because, like I said, it can damage the leather over time, and it could just, you know, potentially, like, you know, break off the studs in the back. But yeah, overall, really good backing, like no complaints at all with it. Okay, so here's a comparison between a shop spinner and a Great Custom Belts spinner. From first glance, I can definitely tell the plates from Great Custom Belts are a lot bigger when it comes to the diameter, as well as overall thickness, of course. But as you can see, you could honestly fit the Rated R spinner in the Great Custom Belt spinner because it's that much bigger. Now when it comes to thickness, yeah, it's night and day. So I did custom paint these side plates, or just the plates overall, to have a silver finish, because they usually come gold plated. But as you can see, I believe these are only, I don't even know, maybe like at the most 8, not even 8 mil, maybe like about 10 millimeters, while these are 16. So you can see a huge difference when it comes to the thickness of these plates. And even when it comes down to the actual like overall size, you know, of these side plates, they're very noticeable when it comes to the size. So I'm trying to move this as best I can without. Yeah, so you can see a good difference in size between these side plates when it comes to the my raw side plate. A little bit wider as well, and a little bit taller too. Now when it comes down to the nameplate, this seems to be pretty, you know, accurate for the spacing. So with the shop spinner, it's pretty close to, you know, the Champ nameplate, while with Great Custom Belts is about the same distance, give or take. Now with the shop spinner though, they do have this elevated and not fully connected to the main plate. Now with the Great Custom Belt spinner, it's flush all the way. I'm not too sure if these plates are hollow, but they are extremely heavy, so I'm trying my best to not drop this on my table. But yeah, man, like this belt looks amazing. Even like down to the details of the eagle as well too. So for the shop spinner, usual shop quality. While with this one looks, very accurate. Maybe with some minor. Actually, no, there's no real differences in detail, honestly. Look to be about the same. And of course, we got that generic shop trash leather, strap. while compared to great custom belts, it is real leather as well. Good tooling also. Has a little stamp right there on the end. Alright, so here's the belts facing the sun. The belt was actually so heavy, it couldn't stand up on its own, so I had to put it on a belt display for it to stand properly. But I mean, overall, in the sun, it looks very, very good. Great CNC work. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference in size, with the 16 mil compared to the shop spinner. Very, very night and day difference when it comes to overall plate size. You can see the side plates, very, very noticeable size difference right there. The spin, it's very, very smooth. It's not clinking, and it spins very, very fast. Now with the rated R spinner, it does clink. I think it's just like a balance issue with the stud on the back, but it's still not bad. While this one, it still spins very freely, no issues at all. I may need to shine it up just a little bit more because there are some, not scuffs, like some smudges here and there. So I'll go ahead and get that done at a later time. Yeah, I mean, overall, the belt's great. Outside of, the few gems falling out, which, is kind of bound to happen, but it is cool that, he wasn't able to ship some extras. So as you can see, there's 2 in the W that, actually maybe like 3 or 4 that came out on the W. Then we have the one down there in the corner that fell out. So I'll find a way to get those glued back on. But I mean, overall though, the belt, looks amazing. It spins very well. Extremely heavy. I would not recommend bringing this to a live event because you would be struggling to carry that around the entire time. I don't recommend you putting this into a detolf as well. Now, if you do, put it on the very bottom row because a glass won't support this at all. It's way too heavy. But yeah, I mean, overall, great belt, side by side. You can tell the difference in quality. It is a lot bigger, very, very heavy. And I recommend this more than getting a shop belt if you can afford it, because, you can't beat getting real gems, real leather, thicker plates, real gold plating, and just the overall quality is where it should be. One last thing as well, which I really like a lot. He used metallic red in the swoosh, which is ring accurate to the real belt, while shop uses like a very matte candy red, which isn't accurate. It looks more, I guess, toy-like, while with this one, it's more ring accurate, which I love how he did that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Great belt. Like I did mention, I did wish the communication and the time frame of the belt being made was a tad bit faster, but nonetheless I received it in great quality. And yeah, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll be doing another unboxing in the near future.